Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on. Boom. How's it going, guys? So today I thought we'd do a bit of a tour around my place to show you guys what it looks like in the middle of winter. Animals aren't really active, but some things are awake. So I want to show you the whole process and just show you a different side of the reptiles in the middle of winter. We'll start with the little Gillans Monitor. He's doing great. Like I said, he's one of the animals that's still warm, that we're still keeping hot. Just because he's young, I like to keep young animals hot. And so we'll see if he wants another roach here. Come on. He's been doing good. He's had a couple of roaches though, so he might not be hungry enough. Come on. Let's go. Had enough. As you can see, what a cool little animal. He's doing great, he's growing, doing his thing. Just trying to keep him nice and hot. Come on. See, if he's not hungry enough, he won't come out. Come on. Coming in here to the Boyd's Forest Dragon room, you can see the adults are out as always. They sort of just sit there throughout winter, sit on their branches, don't do much. They're still eating a little bit. Actually, if I tried to give this female some, she'll probably be pretty hyped for it. I don't feed them too much, but you can see they're still pretty keen. The other girl's down here looking awesome. And yeah, I'm really loving the enclosure. It's starting to grow in a bit. There's some new growth on the plants. And yeah, they're doing really well. But yeah, just slowed down a bit as usual, which is pretty typical for winter. So we come over here to the little babies, and they're doing great as well. And yeah, it's their feeding day. They still get the normal amount of feeding. They can take the cold temps in winter time a lot better, I think, because they can get really close to the light, so they can still get warm enough as they would in normal summertime, I suppose. But yeah, they're just hanging out and always keen for some food. Yeah, I've only got a few of these left now. I've sold quite a few on. But, yeah. It's still awesome. And I just love having animals in this enclosure because it's such a cool little enclosure that's grown out well. Yeah, this is what's great about having the babies around while the adults are all sleeping, you know, with the outdoor enclosures and everything. At least you had the little babies to keep you entertained. Look at him with his little dewlap out. These guys are so beautiful. Alright, I'll put you back. There you go. And we'll move on to the other reptiles. And so in the rack at the moment, I've just got the baby holdback Alpine blotched blue tongues. Just because it's way easier to keep it warm at night for them as opposed to in a big enclosure. They usually just find the coldest spot. I want to keep them nice and warm so they can keep growing and be happy and healthy. So here they are, doing great. They've been shedding and yeah, looking awesome. Here's one, here's the other one. Yeah, looking fat and happy. These guys are just the coolest. It's been depressing not having the adults out and about to look at and enjoy. But yeah, these make up for it. It's so pretty. And then got these two, and then one more by himself down here hanging out. Look at that. He's actually about to shed. But yeah, beautiful dark animals. And how cool is that? Alright, so here in my room we've got a few animals that are down brumating. Their lights are completely off, as you can see here. This is my pygmy bearded dragon. I'm actually going to check on her. I don't check on my animals much throughout winter, but I like to do it every few weeks just to make sure they're alive and well and there's nothing wrong with them. So yeah, let's have a look. I haven't seen her in quite a while. She's buried herself underneath this rock, and don't worry, there's supports under there so she won't crush herself. But yeah, she's right under there and yes, out of sight completely. So I'll try and move it and see how she is doing. There she is there. Face right under the sand. You can see her. And she looks like she's fine, but I'll have a look. Yeah, she's fine. Just in a deep sort of trance sleep. And yeah, that's all I'll do. I'll put everything back and try not to disturb her. Get that sand out of her nose. And yeah, that's it. Glad she's doing well, and we'll see her soon. There she is. She's starting to wake up now. Oh, sorry, darling. Alright. So over here I've got my blue tongues. These guys are all broodmating as well. So up top here, of course, my beautiful Centralians. And this guy, you can actually see his head poking out. That's his little spot under his leaves. Hopefully you can see his little face there. And yeah, he's just asleep there. We've woken him up now with the light, it looks like. But yeah, so it's easy to check on if he's doing alright. But his girlfriend, who is under here, haven't seen her in a little while, so let's take a look. She's under there, sleeping as well. And yeah, that's all I'll be doing with them, just leaving them alone, letting them sleep, and go through that cycle so they can hopefully give me some babies next season. Or this season, rather. And so for my Western Blueies, what's funny is the Centralians, the male's sleeping over here under the leaves and the female's under there under the hide. The Westerns, they're completely swapped, so the female's under here somewhere. Yeah, there she is, sleeping away. Doing her thing. And then the male is actually right under this hide here. There he is. So again, not doing much. They find their little spots and then they just stay there. He's not happy I woke him up. Look at his little face. He's grumpy. So we'll leave him alone and we'll check on the mountain dragons. So we come to the mountain dragons. So these guys have been a bit annoying for me this season. They just do not want to go to sleep. Unlike the beardy and the blue tongues and that, they sort of tuck themselves away once it starts to get cold. These guys being a really cold tolerant species, I think it's going to take a lot more for them. So I've just turned all their lighting off the other day. I've got one little light on that's just to keep the plants alive because, you know, I've grown all these beautiful plants and here I don't want them to die off. But yeah, there's one up here still hanging out, but they're not really eating, which is good. There's actually one down here, if you take a look, that has buried down and gone away. She's sleeping under there, so you can see that under there. And so now that the lights have all gone off, I'm hoping the others will all go away. They are sort of huddled together up here, the cold side. So maybe they'll just brewmate up there and just hang out and that'll be enough, but we'll see. Yeah, they've been a bit of a struggle so far, but hey, we'll keep trying, it's all part of the fun. So as we come outside, it's pretty much the same story for everything. Everything's bunkered down because it's really cold out here, but we'll check on what we can. I haven't looked at this guy in a little while, so like I said, with everything indoors, everything outdoors, I only check every few weeks to make sure they're doing alright and not in any trouble. So in here obviously is my beautiful black blue tongue, Mr. Crowley. And yeah, he's doing fine, I can already tell. Yep, no worries in the world. Just loving that cold. On really warm days they'll come out in the sun, but most of the time they just stay buried in their nice dry box. Isn't he awesome? Not a care in the world. I'll let you go back to sleep, buddy, and we'll go look at the animals in the pits. So the cold temperatures are keeping everything tucked away, and that's including the turtles, but what might surprise you is actually the turtles don't go away inside their box they have or dig under anything in the land. They actually stay in the water and just stay low. So there's a big pipe in here and they pretty much just all huddle in there right under the water and just hang out. So the blueies out here in the pits are just like over in the hutches. They should hopefully just stay inside their boxes where it's a nice safe retreat, nice and insulated and out of the weather. So let's take a look, because we've had a few that have come out and been naughty. So take this whole box out and see if anyone is inside. So I'll bring it up here and you guys can see how the blue tongues typically look throughout winter. So there's one there, there's the female hanging out, and then there should be a boy in here as well. There he is, perfect. So they huddle up in there, stay out of the weather and get through winter perfectly. And that is a beautiful lizard. super keen this year for these guys to breed, just like everything else really. But yeah, some more blotchies is something I'm definitely not against. So there you go guys, as you can see most of my reptiles are dormant. It's basically like they don't exist for a few months of the year. So I hope it gave you a bit of a glimpse into what it's like having reptiles here in winter in Australia outdoors, and what I do to help facilitate breeding and whatnot. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see in comments below in future videos. Subscribe for more Australian reptiles. I'll see you next time.